my dance make it hurt.
As you can see, we're currently live right now. Perfect. Okay, we'll be looking at the charts. I already plotted a few things here and there. But before we get into the first ever live, all right, before we get into the charts, right, I want you guys to remember this whole chart is live right now. This whole analysis is live right now. However, it's gonna end once I'm done with the analysis. However, I'll be uploading it later on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you haven't checked it out yet, check out my very special introduction to this whole beautiful, beautiful channel. The best trading channel out there by far. Anyways, let's get straight into the charts. So let me turn off some of these. Okay, perfect. So let's look at gold first. So I did a bit of analysis yesterday night, and I noticed one key thing, which price made a very strong bullish push from the key level of 1800. So this formation on the weekly, okay, we're gonna do a top-down analysis. That's how we go. That's how we roll. So on the weekly, you can see this massive bullish hammer, and this 1800 level has also been the weekly flip area, meaning from resistance turned into support. So price recently formed in the previous week, uh, 2 weeks ago, price formed a strong bullish engulfing candle on a weekly showing bullish momentum, which closed above the 1850 level. So that's a very good indication. And price came back to have another retest of the weekly flip as well as the 1800 level. So therefore, I'll be looking to take longs. And since we know our buyers for the week, we know that prices. Oh, whoa, whoa, what happened? Oh, okay. Sorry, my TV kind of messed up. All right, so okay, let's scale down to the daily and see what's going on. As you can see, price is overall bullish. We have seen bullish structure for since November of 2022. We got high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows. And this is just merely a retest to head higher. So let me turn this off. Okay, so knowing that price is that price closed above on the weekly, closed above the 1850 level, we know that the likelihood of price going up is pretty high. And the previous daily candle also broke structure towards bullishness, which is a very good indication. And I have also identified the key areas. Let's go back to the weekly real quick to identify. Okay, this is it's not really a weekly support, it's more like weekly resistance. So let me change that real quick. Okay, weekly resistance. Perfect. All right, so price tested here, 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 which is why this is such a very important key level. And okay, back to the daily. So we're gonna go bullish. Oh, I just noticed that daily, the past 4 days, price has formed a tiny mini little morning star formation off of the weekly flip, as previously mentioned. I also noted down this wick area right here, as well as this daily body area, which price closed above. So we are still looking for longs. Everything is looking good. So jumping down to the 4 hourly chart, we can see price made a stupidly strong bullish move off of, once again, the weekly flip area. So that is something to keep in mind. So since we'll be looking to go bullish, we'll be looking at a few key levels, especially on the daily levels, which is the one I marked down right here. We already did the break. Now we're just waiting for the retest with confirmation on the lower time frame to take prices higher. I'm looking to take prices all the way up to either this wick or this key level of 1900. So moving down to the 4-hourly once again. So I'll be waiting for a break and retest confirmation. We already did a break once again, and we're waiting for a retest. So price could possibly retest this zone or this zone. Personally, since price has made such a bullish move, we might be heading a bit lower to this area for a retest. And I'll be waiting around, well, I'll be waiting for price to do the retracement on its own. It is possible that price could also just shoot up, but we have to wait and see. But regardless, I'll be waiting at my key interest zones, which is the 4-hourly structural point as well as wick point for a retest, or either the key level of 1850 or this daily structure right here. So when we look down at the 1 hour, you can see price has not made a retracement yet. We have to wait for price. We have to wait for market to open first before we can even consider all of this. That's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, moving on to GA. Let's look at the weekly chart once again. GA made a massive bullish push. Massive bullish push, right? Okay, let me make it clearer for you guys because this might be confusing. So, price made a massive bullish push that cleared the wicks. Now remember, when at least what I've noticed is once the weekly or the daily bodies clear the wicks of the previous candles, it's a good indication of momentum. And when there is momentum in the market, we are likely to head in the direction of the momentum. That's how I've observed it over the past few weeks. Okay, so let's bring the drawing back on. Okay, perfect. So price has broken above the weekly resistance, weekly flip actually, because price flipped here from support, it changed to resistance, 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 and we're looking for it to become support once again. And price is currently also above the key level. So the weekly closed above the key level of 1.82500. So we'll be looking to respect this zone to possibly take prices much higher, maybe to the weekly resistance too, but first we will have to face the challenge of the daily flip. And overall, as we can see, the weekly price action is in a bullish structure mode. So jumping on to the daily chart, as you can see, the daily also closed above the wicks. So we have to wait and see how price opens, like in a few hours, well, not really a few hours, in quite some time. We have to wait for price to open and we have to see how things turn out. We have to wait for price action and the retracement, the retest to properly see what's going to happen. But in terms of interest zones, I'll be looking at the weekly resistance, previous weekly resistance as a retest, as well as the key level, or perhaps we could even retrace even further to previous daily resistance that priced wicked out over here, came back down, retest the key level, came back up and broke this whole structure. So we may even come down for a retest right here, as well as this zone. So we have to wait and see, but we know that GA is heading higher because of structure. Always follow structure, guys. Okay, moving on to the 4-hourly. This is where we see still continuous bullish structure. But like I said, this may be an over push, an overbought situation. If we were to draw a trend line, no, let's draw it from here. Okay, so you draw a trend line. Price is too far ahead of the trend line, and if you look at it properly, this daily resistance, or you can also call it a 4-hour zone, is in line with not only the key level but also the trend line. So we could possibly be heading downwards here. We're going to have a formation right here on the lower time frame as a confirmation, and we'll be taking prices much higher. So that's what I'm looking at for the coming week for GA. Looking at the 1 hour, once again, we have to wait and see